all of this chaos around one thing, around one legend, the legend of the Bunny Man. Who is this Bunny Man? What is his story? Well, that is exactly what I wanted to find out. And the first place to start was the location of the excitement, Fairfax County, Virginia. My week-long excursion of research and questioning led me to this kid, Jake Porter.
Hello, I'm Jake Porter. I go to Annandale High School.
He goes to Annandale High School, which happens to be located in the same place this legend is from, Fairfax, Virginia. Okay, first things first, how did you hear about this Bunny Man?
I heard about the Bunny Man from some friends I go to school with. It's something that everybody in our town talks about.
So, what's the actual story of the Bunny Man?
The origin is some guy escaped from an insane asylum in the early 1900s, and he went into the woods near the Bunnyman Bridge, and he killed a bunch of rabbits and hung them up.
While this version is pretty accurate, I found a slightly more sinister one. In 1904, an insane asylum in Clifton, Virginia was shut down due to complaints by the local residents. All of the patients were packed onto buses and shipped to Lorton Prison. However, in a shocking turn of events, the bus crashed and all of the captives ran away. All were recaptured except for two people, Douglas Griffin and Marcus Loster. During the search for them, bloodied, gutted, half-eaten bunnies were scattered along the trail. Local authorities followed their remnants until they came upon the Colchester Bridge. There, Marcus Loster's body hung from the top of the bridge, with a note attached to his foot. It said, "You'll never find me no matter how hard you try." Signed, the Bunny Man. Hate to burst everyone's bubble, but none of this really happened. Douglas Griffin and Marcus Loster never existed. There was no insane asylum in Clifton, Virginia, and the Lorton Reformatory Complex wasn't built until 1910. So, this part of the legend is a work of fiction. But there were two incidents that added an unexpected validity to this myth. On October 19, 1970, an Air Force cadet named Robert Bennett and his fiancée parked their car in a field after visiting an uncle. They noticed something moving behind them, and they turned to see a large white figure. Moments after, a hatchet flew through the window, shattering the glass. Startled, the couple sped away, broken glass coating the front seat of the car. The white figure shouted after them, reportedly yelling, "You're on private property and I have your tag number." The cadet claimed that the assailant had large bunny ears. The media jumped onto this observation, writing an article titled, "Man in Bunny Costume Sought in Fairfax." The lesser-known truth, however, is that the fiancé disagreed with Robert Bennett, claiming that the man was instead wearing a capriote. This type of hat is largely attributed to the Ku Klux Klan, or the KKK, which dominated the South for the better part of the 20th century. The couple was interviewed in an investigation 40 years after the incident, saying this.
The police, asked me to describe what this guy looked like, and I said, well, I don't really know exactly what he looked like, but I had the impression that he was wearing a costume, like a bunny costume.
The second sighting occurred a few weeks later on October 29th, when security guard Paul Phillips saw a man standing on the porch of an unfinished building. He was in his early 20s, dressed in a large bunny costume and was holding an axe. Phillips approached him, and during an interview after the incident, Paul recounted his interaction, saying, "I started talking to him, and that's when he started chopping." He reportedly started hacking away at the fence posts lining the porch of the home. He proceeded to look at the security guard, threatening him, saying, "All you people trespass around here. If you don't get out of here, I'm going to bust you on the head." It is interesting to think that this man could very well still be alive today, roaming the street. Recently, bodies were found near the Bunnyman Bridge. While this does add to the creepy factor of the bridge, it still doesn't show a connection to the actual real-life sightings of this creature. The bridge is a popular party spot for teenagers and has seemingly been shoehorned into the story, without any actual connection between the events. So, in the end, this legend has some truth to it, and honestly, the truth seems to be more bizarre than fiction.